Hi, my name is Amanda Hoffman from My Office Books. This is episode 1 of a series of podcasts that I'm going to be doing on YouTube discussing topical ATO taxation compliance issues, things that are in the news, and even sometimes cloud accounting such as QuickBooks, Xero, and MyOb. This is going to be my online resource where I'm sharing some of the tips and tricks that I've learned over the years, 20 in fact, in business, and out of those, 10 being a bookkeeper and BAS agent. Now, what sort of things will we be discussing forthgoing? I'll be recording about rental property and the new legislation on travelling expenses. We'll be talking about Airbnb, and possibly we'll talk about QuickBooks and MyOb and Xero and what the differences are and which one might be right for you. Now, I am completely Switzerland when it comes to software programs, even though I will, as a duty of care, let you know that I am a Queensland QuickBooks trainer and a TWN member, which means I represent QuickBooks. I still do with the other software programs. So I may niche with my clients, and my clients for bookkeeping are specifically tradespeople, startups, sole traders, and property investors. The work that I do is I am an ATO advisor when it comes to the debt collection process and visibility. Visibility being social media. So that is where we're trying to make sure that we utilize all the different mediums to get the messages out to tax practitioners like myself as to how we can help you, the business owners. So that's basically what I'm doing there. Now, I want to be able to share with you some of my experiences with the ATO and maybe by permission, some of those that my clients and customers have experienced. This is going to be so that I can help you as a business owner and share some tips and tricks on how to do things. When it comes to tax compliance, the biggest tip I can give you is do not put your head in the sand. All too often, I see clients who just refuse to listen to text messages. They won't respond to letters. They don't answer the phone when the ATO calls if they see that there's a caller alert and there's no name. Now, this kind of behaviour does not help you if you're behind in your taxation. You're much better off ringing them up and saying to them that you need an extension or explaining to them the situation that you have at hand. Why I'm saying this is I can talk from experience. We were audited by the tax department back in 2015, only weeks after Dad had died and 5 short months before Mum had died as well. Now, there's never a good time to be audited by the taxation department. And unfortunately for us, it was a very extensive audit. It was a tax economy audit, which meant that we had to provide and justify 12 months personal spending and ensure that that complied and matched up and balanced to what our tax return was for the 2013 financial year. We also needed to supply and justify all our 3 months of business work so that they could ensure that we, 1, was compliant and kept good records, 2, that everything was balanced, and 3, that we kept all our documentation to have an accurate GST result. Now, again, this was really, really stressful. And that is why I'm looking at setting up a series of YouTube videos, which I will turn into podcasts and also share on social media to help you, the business owner, navigate your way with taxation, tax compliance, with also the online software. You may or may not know that the Australian Taxation Department will be the first of its kind to be completely 100% digital in the world. That's right, Australia is a leader in digital technology with our taxation. This also then marries up quite nicely with the fact that we have a very sophisticated software program with algorithms that goes through everybody's banking history and flags events that may or may not call for an audit. As time goes by and the ATO becomes more digital, it's going to become difficult and harder for people involved in the cash economy to hide. Now, what do I mean by the cash economy? I know there was a man who had a business and he operated for 20 years under that of the ATO. He was on retirement age and he sold his business to a couple whom I met. Now, he never, ever in the whole 20 years that he operated his business submitted any tax returns, both personally and business. And yes, this is going back a long time, everybody, so it's not a current example, but I'm saying that these situations exist. I have met other people working outside of the taxation where they might have been travelling and come to Australia and they're freelancing and they're not declaring any of their income. While that may have been something that you could do successfully over the past decade, technology is quickly catching up, and it's no longer a matter of if you are caught, it's a matter of when you get caught. Because as we come as a nation, as a country, more digital with our taxation compliance operations, you will be found out one way or the other. So while I'm saying this, I'm not doing it to scare you. I'm doing it to inform and empower you so you know exactly what's happening in the grand scheme of things. Where this is really, really important is for those of you that are baby boomers, you know, the ones that don't trust online world. You refuse to have an online banking account. You do not want to have your voice in print with the ATO. You are suspicious of anything where you have to log onto a computer for your internet. While at the moment, the ATO and other organisations do accommodate you, sadly, I have to inform you, if you're one of the generation of baby boomers, the days are numbered. That means the ATO want to go completely away from paper, and eventually they're going to make it compulsory that everybody has to use online technology to submit both their personal as well as their financial business documentation. With single touch payroll, you may have heard of this or not heard of this. We are certainly starting to get into the direction of a digital world. Single touch payroll will affect not just businesses as of the 1st of July with people over 20, but it's also going to affect everybody who's in business and employed in 2019. Now, how does this have an impact on us all? Basically, if you are an employee, you will need to have a MyGov account, you know, the app that you put and upload on your phone. You can do this with both the iPhone, Apple technology, and Android technology. On this, you connect your taxation and you also connect your superannuation information. So what will happen is, starting from the 1st of July, if there's 20 or more in a business that you work for, you will not get payment summaries or group certificates anymore. Your MyGov app on your phone will provide that all for you via technology. Okay, if you're a baby boomer and you really don't want to give out this information, you can still get a piece of paper. But as the years go by, it's going to become harder and harder for you to avoid the digital technology that we all have to embrace and use. Because Australia is the leader, the world is carefully watching on to see what problems we face and how we correct them. And this will become something that will happen worldwide. But for us now, here in Australia, it's something that we really do need to recognise and respect, that in 5 years' time, the days of receiving paper anything may vanish. So in conclusion, what are the things that I would like you to take away from this episode today? Number one, if you want to know information regarding your tax compliance, there will be episodes that I'll be giving you and sharing with you, topical to the time. And at the moment, being as we're getting close to the end of financial year, I'll be focusing quite strongly on our obligations with the end of financial year coming in. Number two, anything that you share with me on my Facebook groups or on social media will be something that'll be between you and I. My job here, and why I'm actually doing the YouTube, is to help small business and business owners alike navigate the world of tax compliance and just keep you up to date. It also is going to be really beneficial for me because I'm going to be kept up to date. And if you ask me a question I don't know the answer to, it widens me and my information as well, so that I can be more useful to yourself and to my customers. And the last point I'd like to share is that these episodes do take time. So if you have any tips or any suggestions as to a topic you'd like to have covered or something else, please feel welcome to do so. If you find that any of my episodes are really useful, please subscribe. Just click on the subscribe and share with your friends and family and business associates. And lastly, if you want to get in contact with me, you can find me pretty easily. I'm all over social media. So look up Amanda Hoffman personally, but much better and easier to find is my business, My Office Books. That's My Office Books with an S. Google My Office Books and you'll find me on Twitter, Facebook, Google, Pinterest, lots of places. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this episode. I look forward to bringing you useful and practical information into the future. And if, of course, there's any suggestions you'd like to give me, please feel welcome to do so. Have a great weekend. Bye.
Back.